Today I'm going to be giving my final thoughts on the book The Feminine in Fairytales by Marie-Louise von Franz. I want to start off this discussion by talking about a point in the book that the author made that really stuck with me. One thing I do want to know is the author uses the phrase anima and animus a lot, and I'm going to be honest, I kind of struggled a little bit with that verbiage. I kept getting lost, but she did say something that I did feel was really important. So the author talks a lot about our creative animus and how important it is for our parents to nurture and allow us to be creative while we're young. Otherwise, we could end up kind of being resentful and throw that creative aspect of ourselves away. Because when we're young, our creative animus is so sensitive that we need to be careful with children who are starting to develop that. We need to encourage that and keep their enthusiasm. I was really lucky when I was growing up that I had creative parents and parents who encouraged my creativity. So this wasn't necessarily something that I faced, but upon reading this book, I did understand just how important it was. I feel like sometimes I see people who really didn't get that opportunity as children, and so as they become adults and they try to become creative, they almost feel ashamed or they almost feel like it's meaningless. And I just want to put the energy out there that it's really not meaningless. Creativity is so important, even if you don't think your work is valid or any good. And I want to encourage people to never lose that thought and that drive to keep creating, because your art really does matter whether you put it out into the world or not. Now, I also want to talk about how the author talks a lot about following our instinct and how we need to be healed as people to follow our instinct properly. She talks a lot about the consequences of reactivity by being wounded and unhealed. This book also does share a lot of crossover with Women Who Run with the Wolves. Although I said this in my last video about the book too, it's a lot less organized because these are lecture notes. I found myself really enjoying the different interpretations of various fairy tales, but also struggling a little bit with all of it just because of the layout. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as a companion book to Women Who Run with the Wolves, which was kind of my initial interest in it. But if you have an interest in psychology, specifically psychology with an emphasis on women, it honestly would be worth checking out.